Hello and welcome again to Not Fake News. I really like watching Tucker Carlson, and I hope you do too. He rips this guy up into shreds. Tucker takes on student who called for NYU to shut down college Republicans. I know this is a couple days old, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Your op-ed that you wrote for this paper appears to suggest the Republicans at NYU should be sanctioned in some way for daring to have Galvin McGuiniss on campus, and your justification for that is that his views are so beyond the pale, beyond, as you put it, our democratic values, that we shouldn't be allowed to hear them.
Just so you know, I just did a video, Chinese woman, about Milo, and she was charged with putting a stop to Milo's event at whatever cost, in her own words. And this gentleman is her male doppelganger counterpart who's going to be attacking Galvin McGuiniss. Okay, now he attacks Galvin for his speech. These two people, this person and the person that just did a video, both don't believe in free speech, only for themselves.
What I really don't want you to do is do what the student paper at NYU did, which is put words in my mouth and change my words.
He's already argumentative with them.
So what I'm trying to, one of the sentences that was actually taken out, which made me very angry, was the question: does the university, is it obliged to protect the speech of someone who comes on campus and advocates and recruits for Al Qaeda?
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't know that is that question here. We're talking about Galvin McGuiniss.
Exactly the question that I want to raise, which was suppressed. So I'm bringing that question. Another question that was altered is the question: should the university protect someone who comes on campus and advocates vigilante violence against police officers who've killed civilians and have not been indicted? Is that protected? Should that be protected on campus?
That was, I mean, look.
No. And again, that was suppressed on by those editors. And I want a place where I can sort of have this conversation. Okay. What do you think about this? Should someone who actually advocates killing police officers be allowed to debate on a campus, or no, not even debate, to sort of come on and say what they're doing on campus?
You are asking me a question, then let me answer.
Okay,
this is not a question for college administrators to decide. It's been decided by the Supreme Court in a case called Brandenburg versus Ohio, 1969, the last big free speech case. And the upshot of it is that advocating violence is indeed protected speech. And of course, politicians do it all the time. We ought to bomb this country or bomb that country. Advocating violence, that's protected by the First Amendment. What is not protected is inciting violence, imminent violence, destruction, or mayhem. I cannot say, go smash the windows of that liquor store. So here's my point. Anything Galvin McGuiniss conceivably said or would have said on your campus is protected speech. Now, if you'd taken 10 minutes to Google this, you'd know that. And so there's really not a close call here. What he's doing is protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution. So for you to say that people should be sanctioned for allowing that to happen is
recruit for Al Qaeda on a college campus?
Well, of course, I'm completely against Al Qaeda.
Okay, do you think it should be protected by administrators on a campus?
I think people ought to be able to express their political views, no matter how repugnant to you or me or anyone else, as long as they, in accordance with the Supreme Court decision from 1969, are not inciting imminent violence. I believe I'm understanding that correctly, and I think that you should. I think college administrators
I do believe
understand
that.
that.
I absolutely do believe that. But I also believe that there are arguments, there are points to be made that are beyond the pale of responsible dialogue.
Okay.
Right? So, and I think someone coming and saying we should
name one.
I just did two. Both of which were suppressed, that were not allowed to be discussed in that newspaper, and which you have not really answered my question either. My stand is this, okay? That we do not live in a society in which any speech should or is guaranteed, okay? So. And I also believe, I was sitting on a subway on the way here, right? And I was sitting on a subway in New York City, and I invite all your listeners to come to and sit in the subway station in New York City, where you sit with a cross-section of humanity that's amazing. And I was wondering, and you know what quote came to my mind? Right? We believe, right, that all men are created equal. This is the founding.
You're starting to lose me. You're starting to lose me.
So let me get to it. We believe that all men are created equal. When someone likens people of color to monkeys, that resonates for some people to be beyond the pale of acceptable American values. right? Because if our country is based on the idea that we're all equal, then you cannot, right, have an argument about whether some people are below human. That to me is not something that really belongs in a debate on a campus.
You don't like it, and I don't either, and I think that's, an awful sentiment, and I would never defend it. And yet both of us are bound as Americans to defend the right of people to express views that we disagree with, even if we consider them repugnant or wrong. If they are short of inciting imminent violence, we have to say, I disagree with you, here's the counter case, here's why you're wrong, here's why you shouldn't say things like that. But we cannot prevent people from expressing what they believe. That is the essence of our democratic values, the ones you appealed to, and you don't seem to understand that.
So you would stand up for someone who actually wants to recruit for an organization that has said they want to hurt the United States. You would stand up for the right of that person to speak on a college campus. College campuses are not American society. College campuses are specific places where people are debating and talking to each other. Right?
Debating, except when they disagree with you. In which case, you write them out of the protection by saying they're somehow beyond the pale. Now, I'm asking you clearly, what about Galvin McGuinness's positions is so far outside the mainstream that it doesn't fall under the First
Amendment? Calling an African American a monkey, that should be on the outside of a sane debate.
When did he ever do that?
Okay. Right? I'm not saying the point is that if someone like that, so you're saying, and the point that I made in the editorial is, the Republican students need to bring conservative ideas onto campus. We need to know why there should be the deregulation of Wall Street. We need to have a discussion about why there should be deregulation of environmental regulation.
You're conservative? Why is it up to you to have a conservative discussion?
I believe in real discussion.
But only within your
Republican students, instead of bringing that question on campus, they bring someone outside of the pale of any rational discussion who advocate.
So I wonder, I'm going to do
African American a monkey.
Okay,
that's what
you
Republican students bring on campus.
That. Hold on, wait, stop. I don't want to get into a defense of a specific writer's writings, but I would actually challenge you to cite chapter and verse on that. I don't believe he actually said that. If he did, obviously I find that repugnant.
There's a link. I put the link where I got that information. There is a link. Listen, you're asking me for chapter and verse. Is a link to him speaking where he likens an actress, a Latin American actress, to a monkey.
I know the woman he's talking about. Oh, God, so politically correct. She's a comedian. She's loud. I don't know. I didn't hear him say it, but I think I heard the story.
And there's literally no chance I would defend.
But why did this stop? Why did that stop this man's life from continuing? It's like, that's it. That's the reason why Galvin McGuinness is no good. I mean, he just... Okay.
Defend something like that. But the point is, I would defend the right of anybody to say something I disagree with, and you ought to too, and especially as a college student, and I think you're still a college student.
I'm a graduate student, and
you're a graduate student, you teach, then you're...
He's an old-ass graduate student. Look at that face. Look at that face. What does that face say right there? It says, and I'm not old. You're old. You're old. I mean, I'm not young, but I'm not a college graduate. I mean, you're a... What do they call that? What do they call that? Forever graduate or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean. I'm telling you right now, screaming out the answer. All right, bye.
You're in a world that was created specifically to protect people who have non-mainstream opinions.
But that space does not protect everybody. Let's be clear about that.
Apparently it doesn't. It doesn't protect people you disagree with.
It doesn't protect people who advocate killing cops. Do you think that will go well? If someone wanted to go and speak on...
How come Chuck is not saying, I don't know, Black Lives Matter sure is allowed to do whatever they damn well please? And I don't see you running after them and stopping them. I really don't.
College campus.
For sure. That happens.
That talk... Really? I really want to know. I really want to...
I don't know what Chuck is talking about. I don't really think people go to college campuses and talk about killing cops all the time. You know what happened, Tucker? This guy's so dumb. Tucker really didn't listen to the last thing he said. He just knew it was something dumb and he could laugh at it.
Where does anybody...
Have you been to a Black Lives Matter protest?
Absolutely
Oh.
not. I support Black Lives Matter. I would never support Black Lives Matter if they advocated killing a police officer.
Really?
And they do not.
What? What? Oh man, I have to be more prepared here. I should be able to go click and just like Black Lives Matter screaming, kill him with bacon, we fry him up like bacon. How many cops we want? How many dead cops? One. How many dead cops we want? Two. And I literally have them screaming it, and while holding Black Lives Matter posters and signs. Okay.
I wish
we
we understand. We've only played it like 5
That is a distortion.
Okay, but
Right? So that doesn't have the point being that your La La Land of college campuses being open for everyone to say whatever they want doesn't exist because we have a criteria, right? We believe for 200 years that all men are created equal.
Well, may I ask you
let me finish this thought.
Yeah.
Okay? People who come out and say, some people aren't equal. Women are inferior when it comes to this. Blacks are inferior when it comes to that. Muslims are inferior because people who say that, they go against the grain of a lot of people who get very angry at that. Right?
Yeah, people get angry. That's right. And maybe they should get angry.
And that inflames, that takes us outside of a rational discussion.
Okay,
right?
so when people
Republican students, if they want to have a rational discussion on campus, they should have a talk about something that matters. Okay. Right? Not bring some
Wait, stop, Mr. Ismaili. Can I ask you one last question? We're almost out of time. If I want to know what the new rules are, as created by you, the graduate student, what are the rules for, as you said, rational conversation? So where can I go on the internet to find out what speech is protected and what speech isn't protected, according to you and your friends at NYU? Is there a website
We don't
that
make
tells me?
rules. I don't pretend to make rules,
because you
and
keep citing them.
I don't want to be in a position of being administrator
Well,
of
then
a
how do
college.
I
It's
know?
a very
How do
difficult
I-
job. That's not what I want to do.
Okay, but how do I know what the rules are?
Administrators, right, are responsible
Right.
for the safety of the students on campus, right? And when someone comes and advocates for the
Right.
idea, the racist ideas, right, it can hurt people, right?
Okay,
and
so
the
if,
example
for
that I
example-
used in my op-ed
Right, I know.
that
You said it 5
you bring up
Okay.
is 2 weeks ago, some guy walks into a mosque, kills 6 people, right?
Right.
After he
In
heard,
Canada.
and this is documented, after he heard the speech of a far-right politician, right? So words actually have effect, right?
So if I were to go to a rally and people said, I'm just pulling this out of thin air, pigs in a blanket fry like bacon about police officers advocating the killing of cops, I mean, you would say that's unacceptable. That should not be allowed. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying a student group wants to have a discussion about police brutality
No, if they were
or
to use
racism.
if they were to use that phrase, pigs in a blanket fry like
I'm
bacon.
not interested in the phrase. I'm not going to debate you with this phrase should be allowed
because
or
you
not.
have no principles. That's why. Because all the things you've been saying for the last
I'm
11
very
minutes are
respectful of
totally
you.
untrue.
And I
They're
came here
totally
because
untrue.
I thought I would get the same
You
respect
just
from
revealed
you.
who you are.
Well, I'm
Thanks a lot for
serious.
joining us. No, you shut it down.
Shut him down. Oops, sorry. I was doing something there. All right. That was beautiful. Chaos erupted at the university last week when conservative commentator Galvin McGuiniss gave a seminar at the university's college Republican group. Following the violent protest, which led 11 people to be arrested, an NYU graduate student wrote an op-ed in the school paper, calling for the university to strip the college of Republicans and their affiliation. Tonight, Tucker Carlson engaged in a heated debate with the author of that piece, Koros Esmaili. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you want to get notifications on our breaking stories so you can have this, breaking news before any of your friends, then you want to hit the bell next to the subscribe button after you subscribe. If you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, please like our video. It's very important, and we really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time at Not Fake News.